These days, it feels like every app that you sign up for has some kind of AI feature built in. And when Asana first introduced their own AI features a little while ago, I brushed it off at first because it kind of felt like these new AI features were a bit underbaked and not quite ready. But when we attended a conference that Asana held in Auckland here a few months ago, they talked us through their upcoming roadmap, including a new AI feature where very soon you will actually be able to assign a task to an AI agent to go and perform work for you. I'm extremely excited to try this, and make sure you subscribe so that you get updated when we make a video about that. But after that event, I thought, look, I need to relook at these AI features again and give them another shot. Now, I cover quite a lot in this video, so if you do have any questions at the end, leave me a comment down below, and make sure you keep watching until the end because I actually discovered a brand new AI feature while I was recording, and I was really impressed. And finally, if you need help with setting up or getting your team to use Asana properly, then click the link in the description below to book an introductory call with our team to learn more about our Asana training and consulting options. Now, firstly, I should point out that the new AI features are part of the paid features in Asana, so you will need to have at least the starter, subscription, or above. You'll notice that certain features like smart status, updates on portfolios and goals, and smart goals, these are reserved for advanced plans and above. If you do need help with purchasing a brand new license for Asana or upgrading your existing license, you can request a quote from MinorCo. We have a link down below, and we will give you a discount on the retail prices that you see here. Now, before you do anything with Asana's AI features, just make sure you have updated your account settings and provided Asana's AI with a bit more information about you. Just some of the basics. If you haven't already, make sure you've provided your job title, department, your role in the business is going to be important, and some information in your About Me section. When you start chatting to Asana's AI, as you'll see shortly, it will actually use this information to tailor its response. Now, one of the first features you can start experimenting with straight away is the AI chat feature. You can access this anywhere from Asana by clicking the little chat icon up here, or use the shortcut Tab J. And you can bring up this chat box. And this is similar to chatting with an AI like ChatGPT. It's quite conversational. So you can ask Asana AI anything to get help with your tasks or the projects you are working on. So let's try what are my most important tasks to focus on this week. Let's give that a go. It's going to take a minute to think about it. So here we go. It's told me that firstly, I have some overdue and urgent tasks, which is good to know. So I've got paying an invoice to one of our contractors, which is overdue from yesterday, recording this video, which actually I'm working on right now, and another task that I need to prioritize today. And then it's also suggested some other tasks that I have coming up, some invoices that I need to pay later this week. I quite like some of these little prompts we've got down here. So actually I'm going to try create a time block schedule for the entire week. Let's see what it does. So here we go. It said for today, we need to prioritize these overdue tasks. And then for the remainder of the week, Wednesday through Sunday, it's actually suggested how much time I should allocate to things like scheduling next week's work, 15 minutes, paying certain invoices, withdrawing PayPal funds, recording YouTube short, 15 minutes. So it's actually helping me to estimate how much time I should spend on those tasks, which is quite useful. And let's try another one of these suggestions. Let's do help me reschedule these overdue tasks. So the paying the Holly's invoice, which was yesterday, I'm going to change that due date to today. I like that. Change the due date of record the video. No, we're still doing that today, so we'll remove that one. Change the due date of come up with our offer for Andrew. No, that's also due. We'll leave that one. So I'm just going to confirm and update that one task. So there you go. Within a couple of prompts there, Asana AI has helped me to identify my most important tasks and reschedule those ones that were overdue. Let's try another prompt. What is my team working on that I should be aware of? Let's try this. So I'm wanting to this is not so much about my tasks now. I want to keep up to date with the status of what my team is doing. Is there anything I need to follow up on? So here we go. I've got quite a nice response here. So it's telling me in this first section, my team is actively managing several high-value retainer clients. Warwick and Bellimer, it's highlighted the projects that they are focusing on at the moment, also some of the client tasks that we've recently completed, and it's even given me a little update on the goals that I have assigned to Charmaine, our general manager, and Warwick, who's working on our retainer revenue, and John, my YouTube editor, who's trying to grow our YouTube channel. We want to hit 100,000 subscribers. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you can see when we release new Asana videos. So my suggestion here is just start talking to the Asana AI. Think of it as like an assistant who can help you to plan your time, especially if you have a lot of tasks and you're not sure where to start, or maybe you've been neglecting Asana and you've got lots of overdue work. It can help you to identify your priorities and reschedule that work, or help you to identify which projects you need to work on next so that you can begin making progress and moving forward with your work. Next, you are going to find AI features and options sprinkled throughout Asana. For example, if I open one of these tasks, here's a task assigned to myself to come up with individual sales targets and bonus structure. And there's a description here of what this task is about. Now, quick tip, especially if you are assigning tasks to other people, it is important to provide a description of the task. Basically, you want to think of this almost as like the prompt, whether you're working with AI or with a human being. The description is where you provide information about what actually needs to be done. So here I've provided a bit of information about what we need to do. Again, think of it as like a prompt. And if I click the AI assist options down here, I can draft subtasks. This is really useful, especially if somebody gives you a task and now you want to actually think through, well, what are the smaller steps I need to do to complete this work? Asana has suggested here I need to analyze the team's sales performance in Pipedrive and determine individual bonus targets and bonus structure. I like that, so I'm going to add those subtasks. Now, of course, this is really just a bit of a starting point to get you thinking. You can then go in and add your own subtasks as needed. Asana's AI feature can also help me to rewrite this. This is especially useful to do before you actually assign the task. So maybe I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to give this to Charmaine on my team. But before I do, I'm just going to get some recommended edits. I'm nervous about sending this and sounding too formal or too demanding. So I'm going to refine this and I'm going to ask Asana to make this more polite. There we go. So I like this. I think that sounds a little bit better. So I'm going to replace the existing text. Again, really useful to do before you assign this. So now I'll give this to Charmaine. That way, when she receives it, it sounds a little bit nicer and I don't sound too bossy. Here's another example of a task that's actually been going on for a little while now. Warwick's working on it. There's a bit of a description here. Quite a few of the subtasks have actually already been done, and we've had a conversation back and forth between 3 members of the team. Now, what I can do, again from this description, is I can choose to summarize this task. This is great for kind of catching up and just figuring out where are we at with this now? What's going on? What is the latest? And here we go. I get a really nice summary telling me we're focused on setting up support options for Pipedrive and Asana Consulting. We've decided on an annual support variation to be added to Pipedrive, and Warwick is responsible for updating the necessary zaps. So this is just like a nice quick way I can catch up without having to read all the comments or read the whole task description and subtasks again. Asana can kind of just catch me up on where we are at. Next, if you go to one of your projects like operations here, this is where we manage internal tasks we need to do within MinorCo. And if I go to my overview tab, at the top here, we can generate an AI summary where I can be notified about recent activity in this project, and I can get a risk report on potential risks to this project. And actually, I'm going to choose to get regular updates about this. I want to get regular updates about how this particular project is going. And once I've chosen those options, I can generate a summary. Now, Asana's going to take a few minutes to generate that report. I'll get notified in my inbox when that is done. Once the summary is ready, I can have a read of it here. And so I can see recent activity related to client support and coaching. In my risk report, I can see some delayed implementation of support options. And actually, it's identified some potential mitigation steps I can take. You can see with all these, with this summary, individual tasks have been tagged here, so I can click into that task. I can drill down to find out more about what's going on in that particular task. Relevant team members have been tagged, so I can see who I need to follow up with. What else have we got here? So we've got recurring tasks showing pattern of postponement. Yeah, that can happen. Potential bottlenecks in client support processes. By the way, when I sat down to record this video today, I wasn't even planning to talk about this, but I noticed this new AI summary feature when I sat down to record. And it's great to see Asana adding new things like this all the time. And I think this is a great example of the kind of thing AI is very good at. So instead of my team having to update me, as the managing director, as the owner of the business, the AI can just tell me, here's what's going on, here's some potential setbacks, here's some steps you can take to mitigate those risks, and I can get those proactive updates on a regular basis. My team, they don't have to update me, they can just stay focused on their work. And look at this, from here, I can actually choose to share this summary. I can copy the text somewhere. I could create a task and then assign this to somebody. I could share this as a message, or, and this is what I was going to talk about next, I could draft a status update. So this is great. This is where, if you're not already using this feature, at the top of your project, you can set the status of the project. You can report to everyone and share if the project is on track, at risk, or off track. I can now use that summary to draft my project status update, and I can share with the team what's going well, what are the risks going on in this project, and what do we need to work on next. You can also draft a status update from scratch using AI, and this may be your preferred approach if you want to, rather than using the risks and that format that was just provided. I can choose my status, and you can provide a bit of a prompt here. So which client tasks have we completed? Which ones do we need to follow up on? Pick one client that is our top priority this week. So I can provide a bit of a prompt about how I want my status update to be generated. I'll give Asana a minute to do its work. So here is my draft update, and by providing a prompt, it's a little bit more in the format that I like. So it's telling me which clients we've recently completed, who we're following up on, who our priorities are, and anything else to share. And as you can see, team members and relevant tasks have all been tagged, so I can click around and dig in if I need to. When I'm ready, I can edit this. I can add my own extra updates and everything, but this has saved me a lot of time. I'm not having to dig through the project to read through all the tasks. Asana's AI has kind of done the heavy lifting for me. And when I'm ready to share, I can post this to my team. Now, if you're using the goals feature in Asana, you can also use Asana's AI to update whoever you're reporting to on your status or the progress you're making towards that goal. And if you're not using goals, you really should be. There's a video we'll link up here on how to get started using Asana for your goal planning. And this works similar to drafting a status update on a project. You can set the status of your goal. So let's just say this one is on track. And at the top, I can draft my goal using AI. I can also add guidance. I can add a bit of a prompt in here. So tell me, or I could say, what needs to be done next so we can get this done. And I'll draft my update, give Asana a minute to do its thing. And here we go. So just like before, rather than having to click through all the related tasks and projects to find out how we're going, Asana's done the heavy lifting. It's telling me that we've made significant progress towards this goal already. Warwick and Andrew have both been helping me with this, and here are my next steps so that we can make progress and achieve this goal. And again, I can edit this. I can make my necessary tweaks before I update and post this status on my goal. Now, when I first started using Asana's AI features to do things like draft status updates for goals and projects, it really wasn't that good. And I just thought, oh, I'm better off just manually drafting this myself. But in preparing for this video, trying it again, I was really surprised. And I was just very impressed at how the quality of these updates has improved a lot. And even as a heavy daily Asana user myself, I feel like I've been missing out. So I'm going to be using these features a lot more going forwards. Now, the next area where AI can help you catch up in Asana is in your inbox. The inbox is where you get notified about any updates to tasks in Asana and conversations you're taking part of, and you'll see at the top here there is this inbox summary. Now, this is particularly useful if you are one of those Asana users that doesn't check their inbox that much, which you really should be, but if you're not, this summary is a really quick way that you can catch up on any updates to tasks, conversations that are taking place, and just what you've missed out on since you were last in Asana. Now, one of the main uses of AI in Asana is how you can apply AI in rules. So if you go to one of your projects, click on Customize, and then go down to Rules. We already have a bunch of rules set up in this project. Now, if I add a new one, you'll see there are some featured rules here and some ways I can use AI to help me in this project. I can use AI to automatically name tasks, to translate comments, check for missing information. This is a good one. If people on the team are assigning tasks without details included, we can check for missing info. Draft responses, summarize the work, automatically change due dates, and actually one that we've been trying internally as well is summarizing attachments. So if you upload an attachment like an image or a transcript to a task, the AI can actually analyze that and pull out information. And if you've never used rules before, or you're not comfortable creating rules from scratch, you can even use AI to create rules and help automate your work. So I could say here, when a task is moved to the annual support section, comment on the task to notify the collaborators, and let's try that. So now Asana is going to build out that rule with the triggers, conditions, and actions that I need. So here we go. My rule has been created with my trigger. So when the task is moved to a section, I'm checking if it's in the annual support section, and then I'm performing an action, which is to have a comment posted on the task using AI. Now down here, I can add additional guidance if I want that comment to be worded or phrased in a certain way. And I can also build on this rule. So let's click the plus button, and I'm going to add an additional action, which is to change the due date. And when I set the due date, instead of using the trigger date here, I'm going to use AI. Now, if I update my guidance, I can say set the due date to today's date plus 30 days. And so now the AI will use that logic to update the due date on that task. Okay, what did you think? We covered quite a lot there. I feel like this video has been going on for a while, but as you can see, there's a lot of different ways that AI can help you get your work done in Asana. But let me know, was this video too long, or do you like these more detailed tutorials, or do you prefer short, sharp videos? Let me know so I can make the next one better. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.